Well, a very good afternoon to you, Abdi Aziz Hashim. We are coming to you live from Uhuru Gardens right here in Nairobi County, just a few minutes after President William Ruto has presided over the 61st anniversary of Jamhuri Day celebrations. And of course, the president talked about a number of issues, among them what his government has done so far towards improving the economy. And of course, he has touched on the agriculture sector that is the backbone in the country's economy. And he said that due to the fertilizer subsidy, the subsidy fertilizer program, farmers have been able to to get more into farming. And of course, he has talked about the cost of basic commodities have been gone down in the country. And he said that right now, compared to the past, more households that were unable to afford basic commodities such as food are able to do so. The president also talked about the housing program that he has been very instrumental about. He says that it has provided numerous job opportunities to the Kenyan people. And of course, he talked about the road towards achieving universal health coverage. Remember that it is around 2 months since the country transitioned from the National Health Insurance Fund to the Social Health Insurance Fund that is now referred to as Taifa Care. And the head of state says that so far, over 16 million Kenyans have registered to this. And of course, he has challenged counties such as Marsabit, Mandera, West Pokot, and Turkana to ensure that they register in huge numbers, just to ensure that they access all the services under the affordable housing program. The head of state also talked about the digital era that has occasioned disinformation, and he has called on members of the public to be vigilant and ensure that they do not fall prey to disinformation and what he has termed as propaganda against government projects. And he says that if the government says something is working, then the government is sure that it is working. For instance, he cited the issue to do with affordable food and, of course, basic commodities. He says that Kenyans need to be keen to ensure that the steps that have been made in this country are not negated. Also, we had the Gambia president, that is Adama Barrow. He was here and he talked about the integral role that Kenya plays in ensuring that there is unity and peace in the region. I'm also joined by my colleague Joseph Wahungu, who was also following up on this. Maybe Wahungu, you can tell us what was the most outstanding thing for you today?
Well, Kala. President William Ruto, apart of course from addressing the nation, did preside over the presentation and the consecration and the trooping of colour by the Wajir Air Base. And that then meant that Wajir Air Base becomes the latest unit in the KDF to be accorded this honour of being given the regimental and the presidential colours. It means for that unit or that base, then they will have the responsibility of taking great care, great honor of the flag. Apart from that, of course, thousands of Kenyans who came here portrayed, colors, portrayed a show of, patriotism by coming up with very beautiful, dresses, some wearing, donning on national flag. It was a very colorful event here. Very many Kenyans came. Very successful event indeed. And of course, we will be looking forward, of course, to paint an even bigger picture in our news later on this afternoon.
All right, thank you so much, Wahungu. We also have our colleague Timothy Kipnusu, who was following up on the security beat. And of course, he'll be telling us just briefly, maybe in 30 seconds, Kipnusu, security situation right here.
My colleague Okware, when we arrived here, security was really heightened to the latter, and all the entry points in the Uhuru Gardens was guarded, and all the people who are attending this particular auspicious occasion, the 61st Jamhuri celebrations, were frisked to ensure that they do not compromise the security of those who have attended this particular celebration, including the dignitaries. And of course, you understand also, we also had the sniffer dogs, which they have that capability of detecting anything that is dangerous. And very important to note, my colleague Okware, is the president's speech of uniting the country. Perhaps that is the take home from many of those who have attended this particular celebration.
All All right, thank you so much, Timothy Kipnusu. And of course, the president also talked about the entertainment industry. And just as I wind up, he talked about the importance of ensuring the artists are able to get their royalties, and that this musical society, the Copyright Society of Kenya, has been urged to ensure that there is a robust mechanism to ensure that they do not earn peanuts, whereas the money is being pocketed by other people. And of course, we are going to be compiling for you more detailed stories in our bulletins later on. But for now, on behalf of the team, I hand it back to you, Abdiaziz Hashim, at the broadcasting house.